Hello everyone, this is Abdullah Basit, Graduate Research Assistant, Ingram School of Engineering, Texas State University. I'm going to present my paper titled A Mel-Filterbank and MFCC-based Neural Network Approach to Train the Houston Toad Call Detection System Design. In this presentation, the outlined are Introduction to Houston Toad, current method of Houston Toad detection system, basic method of signal processing, methodology for Houston Toad detection system, conclusion, and future work. Houston Toad. Houston Toad, its scientific name is Bufo houstoensis, was first identified in the 1950s and became the first amphibian to be added to the endangered species list. Texas State University Department of Biology has been studying the Houston toad in an effort to aid the preservation and proliferation of the species. Audio files containing potential toad calls were collected by the Department of Biology at Texas State University. Out of the collected terabytes of database, some files have been used in this research to evaluate and analyze the toad call signature detection system. This paper proposes a naive approach to build a predictor model to detect the Houston toad mating call signature in an audio file. Current method of Houston toad detection has some limitations. It requires driving all the way to the location of the data logger and extract data from the SD card every 3 months. It needs to be processed on a proprietary desktop application for the presence of the toad calls, and it lacks real-time notification and data transmission capabilities. It also requires routine maintenance of audio logger as well as power consumption management, that means changing batteries. Automatic signal processing has different stages. First, input signal is pre-processed, then it's feature extracted, and after that all the data are fed into a classifier for the classification, and the classifier gives the output of that audio signal. This is a very generic signal processing stages that are used for automatic signal recognition process. These are the methodology that we have implemented in our paper. In the left side, there is a training set, and the right side, there are some testing set. First, from the training set, audio signals are taken as an input and it is bandpass filter. After the bandpass filter, it is pre-processed by framing and windowing. After that, the output frames are feature extracted and trained with the input dataset. When the training is done, with the same procedure, testing set are feature extracted and evaluated with the trained model for the output accuracy. And finally, the output is whether the audio call contains toad or non-toad. In the first stage, we used bandpass filter. So, listening to the audio, it is discovered that during the period of toad call, the spectrum shows high variation in frequency ranges from 1600 Hz to 2800 Hz, which is shaded black in the figure. So, to take out all of the unnecessary parts and just stick into the shaded parts for the signal processing we used a sharp bandpass filter, and it is a elliptic filter with maximum ripple of 3 dB in the passband and 80 dB in the stopband. We used this sharp filter because we wanted only the frequency ranges from 1600 Hz to 2800 Hz. When the bandpass filter is done, it is required to segment the audio file into different frames. These are done by framing. One-dimensional bandpass filter is blocked into small frames of samples. These are called framing. After we get small segments of frames, we apply Hamming window. Windowing is applying on each frame to taper the voice sample to 0 at the beginning and end of each frame, so that we cannot get discontinuity at the beginning and the end of the frames. When preprocessing is done, it is required to do feature extraction for better accuracy. So the aim of feature extraction is to obtain a feature vector which is a matrix of unique voice representation of the tone call in a more compact, less redundant, and more suitable for statistical modeling. Frequency content of each frame is feature extracted using two algorithms, Mel-Filterbank and Mel Frequency Cepstral Coefficient, that's called MFCC. These two algorithms we used in our paper. And each of the algorithm generated 40 coefficients. So we have got 40 Mel-Filterbank coefficients and 40 MFCC coefficients for each frame to be fed into the classifier. Here is an example of an Mel-Filterbank diagram. Support vector machine. SVM is a classifier that separates data points using a hyperplane with the largest amount of margin. SVM finds and constructs a hyperplane in a multi-dimensional space to separate different classes, as in the figure where x-axis and y-axis are features. We have used support vector machine as a classifier for training and testing our dataset and finding the accuracy. Multilayer perceptron classifier. We have also implemented this supervised learning neural network algorithm to train and test our dataset. In the figure, it is a one hidden layer MLP classifier example. The x-axis vector that's coming from the features that has already been extracted are fed here, and with the neural network, data is trained and it gives an output. These are the results that are generated after applying support vector machine to our dataset. In the table, SVM kernel used were linear and sigmoid, and we have used Mel 40 features and MFCC 40 features, and both of the 40 and 40 overall 80 features for training and testing our dataset and finding the accuracy. From the result, using only Mel-Filterbank, we got with linear kernel 63% efficiency, but using both Mel and MFCC feature, we got 90.52% accuracy. We have used 2075 training dataset and 1351 testing dataset. These datasets are actually number of frames that were used for training and testing dataset. Now, if we use MLP classifier instead of SVM classifier, we have got 98.07% accuracy with just 2 layers. In this case, we have used 5 layers with different kind of nodes to find the best model that has the maximum accuracy. In this case, we have used Python scikit-learn library to implement this. 80 features from MLP and MFCC features and 2075 training and 1351 testing samples are used to find the accuracy. So in total, 80 features are generated for each frame using Mel-Filterbank and MFCC algorithm, and a linear kernel SVM generated accuracy of 90.52%, and the MLP ruled over SVM having an accuracy of 98.07% with just 2 layers iterated over 2075 training data and 1351 test data. Our future goal is to develop a Raspberry Pi based solar powered automatic recording device. We call it ARD. The ARD will have the feature to record sounds at prescribed intervals and durations, as well as to perform computationally efficient signal processing technique on board to detect Houston toad call and operate uninterrupted between service periods. The temperature, biometric pressure, and humidity are also identified as an beneficial recordings to record where ARD will be located. The ARD should also handle captured data with enough storage and transmit real-time notification of toad call signatures with timestamps to the Department of Biology. Thank you so much.